Meow. It's me. Happy Halloween, everybody, to our Halloween episode of PJammalyfe. And today we have our buddy Patrick.
There I am.
Who's his own self.
Yeah, I'm scary enough without putting a costume on. There you go.
Unfortunately, our buddy David couldn't make it today. But everybody, if you take a moment, say a prayer for our friend. He's got some things going on, so definitely give one to the big guy upstairs. Okay, so we're gonna need some prayers to talk about these movies today because we have the reboot of Hellraiser. We have the maybe finale of Jamie Lee Curtis in Halloween Ends. And we have Andor, as well as the finale of Dim Thrones, House of the Dragon. Pat, say hey to the people.
Hey everybody! I'll try to fill 2 seats. It's gonna be tough. Dave is a hard act to follow, but hoping everything's going good for him, and hopefully we can get this back together. The great trios, back, the Three Musketeers, as it were, will be back next week.
The witch's cauldron is bubbling over for the comments I'm sure to come on our first one, which is Halloween Ends. Let's take a peek.
Michael Myers was pure evil. He took our dreams and turned them into nightmares. I disappeared into mine.
Felt like they took my pain, my despair, and they made it about them.
Okay, I want to go first. Yeah. It wasn't half bad. I thought that it was an interesting way to kind of resolve Jamie Lee Curtis's time. I hope that this is her last time. This would be the perfect vehicle to end her brilliant run. And I thought it was a great little kind of twist how they did this one. So I think it was very relevant and now. And I think that it hit a lot of the things. Was it the most amazing thing I've ever seen? No, but it was better than I expected. And I thought that was positive to have one of these where I was like, oh, that's clever. So I give it a tentative, go watch it. Okay, Patrick, I know you're about to hit me with both barrels, so
I would like to start this review with the comment that is obviously Pam is one of my oldest friends, and it's because of that love and respect that I have for her that I would watch this trash. It was, the best thing about Halloween Ends was Jamie Lee Curtis. It was interesting to see an older version of herself and to see someone who in Hollywood who is not, decided to go the plastic surgery route like a Courtney Cox or whatever, where she looks fake. She looked real, and I appreciate that. That was the best part of the movie. Other than that, it was terrible. It was recycled garbage, and oh my God, it was just terrible. Here we are, we're trying to make Jason into handing down the mantle to somebody else. It was just formula after formula after
I
formula.
disagree that it
Well,
was
you're wrong.
formula.
So anyway, yes, it was just terrible. It was the worst.
Oh.
I mean, it was, like I said, Jamie Lee Curtis was the only redeeming thing, and the best thing about her performance was that she was pretty natural. She didn't look like, well, she's one of those actresses who's really tried to hold on to her 30s.
Right.
You know, she just embraced the fact she's probably 60, 70 years old. I mean, just owned it, moved on, which is great. And I like that. That was a good look.
Yeah.
But other than that, the rest of the show was a swirling motion going down to the U-bend in my toilet.
Oh, okay. So a mixed review. I say check it out for yourself.
Mixed, right. I mean, Pam gave it an okay, and I gave it a complete crap. The actual average would be somewhere around 3. I'm going to go.
Well, I mean, 3.
That's
4
average.
5,
That's just the way averages work. It's just math.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
you know, B minus C, whatever. But it's definitely
What kind of grading scale you using, damn, girl? I wish I'd had you as a teacher.
Oh, so hey, Tim Windsor, he's joining us this week. Meow.
Enjoy the show. Enjoy the show.
Good to see you back. So let's take a look at the next reboot of Hellraiser.
Okay, so you know how I always make runs down to the warehouse district?
Yeah.
Nobody's ever seen anyone in there. And I swear, it's abandoned, except for one last shipment.
What's in the shipment?
Don't know.
What is it?
It's a puzzle.
So if I solve it, do I get a prize?
I do.
What are you? Explorers in the further regions of experience.
Well, you know, that was a hot little clip. So okay, Patrick. Hit us with it.
Trash.
Okay.
I mean, to be honest, it's a remake. I didn't care about anybody. I didn't care if they were getting killed. It was an excuse to move from one scene to the next. There was no actual real character development, just a wafer thin glossing of some sort of character development. Oh, look, she's recovering. Oh, her brother cares about her. Okay, let's forget about the rest of this. Let's move on to how they get killed and why they would do stupid crap to do, you know, it's the formula of every single terrible horror movie where we do stupid crap after stupid crap and have, well, surprisingly horrible results where we get killed in terrific, horrifically imaginative ways. You know, again, it was just it was recycled. I mean, no matter how much you polish a turd, at the end of the day, the best it can be is a glossy turd. That's it. A glossy turd is what this was. It wasn't even that much. It wasn't even that gloss. It was like satin. It wasn't hot semi-gloss. It was like satin. So it wasn't that great. I mean, I didn't care about anybody. Oh, wow, she died. Huh? Well, I guess she had it coming. She's stupid and went into that room. Didn't care. So here we are.
Okay. Well, I kind of agree, but there's a couple of
whatever you do, don't agree.
redeeming things of it that held it was beautifully shot. Now, of all the Hellraiser movies, this one had to be the most sophisticated looking and the most
well, they had that one doctor from
well done. You could tell
so
this one had money, you know, and CGI that really helped. But I mean, I didn't like the protagonist. I was kind of hoping they'd rip her apart in times. You know, I did like the villain. He's Goran Vishevic. I know I'm butchering his name, but he plays a great villain. He's in a lot of movies. Well, he was in that Witches movie with Sandra Bullock and Nicole Kidman back in the day.
Magic.
Yeah, practical magic. He's a great villain, and he does it well. And I think this story was a mashup of the original kind of Hellraiser and Hellraiser 2 in a way. Both of which I enjoyed. I know Pat doesn't like the Hellraiser series, but I say Hellraiser, the original, based more off the book, the original book from Clive Barker. Hellraiser 2, which is silly, but it's got some scare, and the woman who plays Claire, she's the most best villainess. She's one of the great villainesses who really goes unchallenged. And Hellraiser, the one that was in space, that was awesome. I love the story. Hellraiser, what was it? Well, anyway, they're going.
Hellraiser goes to San Paulo.
Bloodline, yeah. Hellraiser Bloodline.
Hellraiser goes to Rio.
No,
it's like we made
are great.
So many Hellraisers. Oh my god.
This is one of the Hellraisers that's kind of like the side Hellraisers. And the new woman who plays Pinhead, no, I'm sorry, Doug Bradley crushed this role in 500 movies he did it. Every one of them he did awesome. He brought a real gravitas, I felt, and it was just wonderful. He's Pinhead. It made me mad that they put in another person as Pinhead, because I'm like, you could have found another Cenobite or something. It just didn't make sense. So I didn't like that. But
it didn't make sense. Wait a second. A horror movie didn't make sense?
No, not. I mean, everything. Sometimes you need to just leave stuff alone. And I didn't even like the person who played the Pinhead. I was like, well, she's not even good. I mean, if you're gonna make her a woman, make her scary or something, not this kind of like frustrated mom kind of Pinhead. I was like, get the hell out of here with this. So, but it is gorgeous looking. Got some really great graphics. There's some jump scenes. You can kind of see the tie between the old and the new. They tried to do some fresh stuff, but the whole addiction storyline just didn't work, I didn't think. So, I mean, you probably watch it for yourself and see, but
that was the most. I don't want to give it a bad review, but it sucked. Review I've ever heard from you, man.
Yeah. Okay. People can do what they want.
Glowing, dare I say?
I know. But here's something that will be glowing. Let's take a look at this week's Andor.
You have engaged the curiosity of the ISB. Now, is there anything you'd care to tell me before I waste more of my time figuring out what it is you are up to?
Cassian Andor is a murderer and a threat to the Empire. I have been trying with the limited tools available to find him.
Losing hope? Your mind? Keep it yourself. Don't ever slow up my line.
I'm not slipping, Leia. I've just been hiding for too long.
Drill down is exactly what I want to do, sir. Drill down, find Andor, and get a hunt started.
OMG, the actress that you saw there, I'm not sure of her name, but she's incredible. I'm looking for a whole lot more from her. Her voice is so sexy and ruthless and scary. I just love that. And this episode, you saw in the clip, they're hot when Andy Serkis makes an appearance. The great Andy Serkis, who's never been wrong in anything he's ever done. He's always right. I love him. And I was they had a jail scene, like he's in jail, so it must be some kind of prison break that's gonna happen.
He's gonna
And
do his time.
huh?
Or he's just gonna do his time.
Well, he can't do too much time because
Well, you don't know how long it is till the Death Star's getting built. I mean, there's a possibility.
I thought
think
it was
it's
like
gonna be a
5
prison break,
years
but
before the, when the events of Rogue One happened.
it's going to be a prison break. I get it, but at the same time, like, well, maybe just gets out on good behavior. I don't know.
But that was an interesting way that they tortured the people.
Oh yes,
because if your feet hurt, baby, your feet. That is a pain right there. And the I didn't kind of understand, but I think these must be parts to the Death Star, maybe. So I was like, I know I've seen that whatever they're building. I think I've seen it before in something. So it's going to be interesting to see where this part's going. But I'm really interested in the guy who is now on the hunt, and she's having to pull him back and be like, you better just try and survive before I take care of you. And who did we finally get revealed who the lady in the shop is? Leia! Oh my goodness. So I didn't realize that was Leia until this episode. So wow, I'm excited. What you thinking, Pat?
I loved it. I mean, I tell you what, this is a great example of really good storytelling. What they've done is they've laid out some really good stuff in the early episodes, which seemed a little bit extraneous, but it didn't really impede the flow of the narrative.
Yeah.
And then you're coming back to some of these things like, yes, we planted this landmine so someone would step on it later. Yeah. With like the under the junior investigator guy that you see him kind of coming back because he got a sniff of the real thing and he's after it. He's even trying to do it through his data entry job and stuff, trying to continue the investigation. So you see a lot of really long-term thinking. This is what Disney does at its best.
Right.
They design things to work over a long period of time. You may not get immediate gratification from this movie or this series, but you just stick with it, and man, it just builds. It's just
pay off.
It's the slow burn, not the immediate pop, pop, pop type of thing. Really good. I mean, everybody in it is super. The Andy Serkis, of course, coming back as the guy who's only got like 30-something days left till he gets out of this place. Great stuff. I mean, this is really one of the better series I've seen out of Disney Plus. Maybe with Loki and WandaVision, but really good.
And the look of it is so great. I mean, each scene is a different place, but it's distinct, and you get like the fullness of the prison, right? It's like, wow, this is
I have forgotten that I have forgotten there are no Jedi in this series because it has so engrossed me. And that's the thing I love about Star Wars is the whole lightsabers and Jedis and the Force and all that stuff. That was part of the great parts of Star Wars, but this has engrossed me so much that I've forgotten, and I don't care that I haven't seen a Jedi or a Sith Lord or whatever in a while. And it's really well done because of that. And which I wouldn't mind seeing a Jedi or a Sith Lord, but I don't need to because this has been so good. I've said this I think previously in other shows. This reminds me of Firefly because it's so. Roll your eyes. It was a great show, and you're wrong. Thousands of people agree that it was. It was wonderful because it just does a great job at doing stuff with like character development. Characters rather than dealing with supernatural and other things to do it. So this is really engrossing, really well done. Totally loved it.
Yeah, Tony Gilroy and the writers who are writing each episode, I mean, they are really crushing it. So keep up the good work. Bam! Meow! The best, one of the best of the night. And the second best, if not the best.
Oh, definitely second. Definitely.
Game of Thrones. This show ended on the right note. So let's take a peek at House of the Dragon, i.e. them thrones.
We don't choose our destiny, Luke. It chooses us.
Viserys is dead. There is more. Aegon has been crowned as his successor.
You cannot bend the knee to the High Towers. They stole your birthright. Are you not angry?
Well, I should declare war because I'm angry.
No, because it's your duty as queen to crush rebellion.
You have the full support of our fleet and house.
We must remind these lords of the oaths they swore. And the cost of breaking them.
Okay, let's go first.
You go ahead. Go ahead.
This was so deliciously good. I think I watched it about 4 times. This had everything that you would want a season finale to have. You have the buildup. You have the suspense. You have a chase scene. You have drama. You have tragedy. It just was delicious. Just delicious. And I tell you, when my man showed back up, Corliss, I knew my baby wasn't dead. I was like, he not gonna be dead. It came back with some right mind, with the right thinking. But alas, I thought I was out and they pulled me back in. And he, I thought he was fantastic. I thought, what an interesting way they're portraying Daemon. Everybody was like, oh my God, he's a heartthrob. I love him. Ooh, Uncle Daddy. And then he's choking the bitch out. So now, you know what to think. But I thought that scene was so powerful because now she realizes that he was never who Viserys really was ever going to put on the throne. And it was always going to be somebody else. And he, I think, knew it. And then when she questioned it, that's when you see his true colors come back out. I think he loves her, but he loves power more. And now it's just right up his alley. It's a chance to fight. It's a chance to be out there wilding, killing people. That's his wheelhouse. But, the two women are trying to figure out, okay, do we want to torch it all in order to have this throne? And I thought that was a really powerful moment as well. I thought, I'm really hoping that they stop with the birthing scenes because I'm sick of these. We kind of got it. Childbirth was terrible and horrible back then. It's not that so much great now, but it was horrible. But if you look, did you take a look at the actual child that came out? It was deformed anyway, so it wasn't good. I was like, oh, ooh, poor
That's what
thing.
happens when you have children with your uncle.
Yeah, they surprisingly had 2 very nice,
normalish
kids. But I also thought that, I felt for the girl. That final scene, I felt like her daddy died.
Spoilers.
Her throne was finally the thing she's been raised to do and have. Somebody snatches it just at the moment. Then her husband chokes her out. Then, should I say what else happened?
Well, I already said spoilers. Go on.
Yeah. Then her dies horribly.
Dude, that was like, oh my God.
Who was expecting that? But I have to say, both Lucerys and Araxes wasn't no punks. I mean, when Aemon was threatening him, he just pulled out his sword like, okay, I really don't want to do this, but if we're going to do it, we're going to do it. And he never, and when he was challenged, said the queen says, he corrected even that guy. And then little Araxes was like, hey, you're not gonna punk me out. I'm gonna blow fire in your face. Take that. Unfortunately, he paid for it, but I was proud of both of them. They lived like honorable warriors. And I was proud of little Lucerys and little Araxes. But I'm I was heartbroken. I was just like, no. Oh no. But do we know if Aemon is actually then going to be an honorable person and say, hey, this is what happened? And tell the truth about it, or will he punk out and blame it on somebody else? I don't know, but every bit of it was just perfect ending to a fantastic episode. Pat, what you think?
It was delightful. Wow. At the very end, when they're telling Rhaenyra that her son is dead, you see that Daenerys look around when she's like, oh, well, now you want to see why Targaryen women are considered to be crazy. You done got crazy.
How much more can she take?
I was reasonable to start out with. I was trying to save the kingdom. I didn't want to rule over charred everything. But you know what? Yeah, you know what? They done effed around. They're about to find out now.
Yeah.
We're about to enter that portion of that saying. We're going to find out now.
Right.
Yeah.
Because,
I was like,
really? Come on. Father dies. Baby dies. Son dies.
Those of you that are not aware, I sent Pam a meme during right after I watched it. That was hilarious. It showed up. I cannot remember the one-eyed prince's name.
Aemon.
It showed Aemon, and he's got this like look on his face. It's like, I'm really good at math, but yeah, I made it was a calculated risk, but I'm really bad at math.
Yeah.
So yeah, he decided to fight him, and when dragons get going, and dragons they're like a horse.
They're wild.
Horses are trained, and you can guide them, but they're also not going to step on a rattlesnake just because you drove them through it. Right. And they're going to rear and do whatever they want to because that's what they're living creatures.
They're not
and
pets.
The dragon had been shot at. He had fire blown at him. He's like, well, time to end this problem, and he did end it pretty decisively. So yeah, I mean, great cliffhanger. They did it. Obviously, we are entering the Civil War portion of this. Good job at developing things. Like I said, I had problems with this as we went through the entire series with the big jumps in time. I think they're done with the big jumps in time.
That's what I heard.
They're gonna have to be pretty focused from this point on.
Yeah.
To keep the narrative going in a really good way. Super awesome. I wish these people who are writing this had written that last 2 seasons of Game of Thrones. Just saying.
Well, I think some of the writers are on there. I think it's the direction too. I think this, I think they learned from that. I hope that so. The guys from
Backlash.
And I think they learned because I remember the two guys saying, with Benioff and the other one was like, oh, I really admire how David Chase did The Sopranos. I just thought that was great. And I was like, oh no, it's going to be a jacked up ending like The Sopranos were. Yeah, just stupid. And sure enough, stupid
ending.
And so I just thought, wow, the choices that they made, these people are making the right choices. and they could have, you know, gone a whole nother way. But I'm glad you're now seeing this is how war starts. It's not generally, you know, it's something that builds up, and then one person is kind of like, okay, now you've taken it too far. Now all bets are off. So all bets are off. I can't wait to see what Damon's gonna cook up, because I don't think he's giving up.
Yeah, I mean, watching Matt Smith's character, you know, you can see that everything was a means to an end.
Yes. Yes.
And the end has just gotten a little bit harder, so he's decided to up his game too. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah. Yeah. Rhaenys, what's her name? Eve Best. Mwah.
Oh God, yeah.
She was amazing.
The voice of reason.
Yeah. And she was dead ass right. It's not my war to start. I'm coming to tell you.
I'm just over here doing my thing, you know?
Yeah, I'm going to jump in and help you. But this is y'all's situation. So just like things going on today, it's the young people situation. Then, you know, the elders are there to have your back. So, that's to say, get out and vote. This is an important election. Get your butt off your shoulders and go and vote. Okay, so really fantastic week. 2 of the best TV series going on. And next week, oh boy, something special. We've got Andor and the second Enola Holmes 2. I'm really excited to see that. I thought the first one was really good. Really good. And I'm going to do a review of it on my channel. So come back and look for that, as well as what's coming next week, Pat?
Well, I don't know. What are you wanting me to watch next week? That's why I'm always about this stuff.
Star Wars Tales of the Jedi.
Which I've already watched.
Yes, of course.
Big surprise.
And we have special guests next week. The super-powered Dare Dive team from the South Pacific. They're going to be joining us and reviewing the movie. So we're very excited to have our first collab with some other YouTubers and maybe more to come. And I'll definitely be on their show. So, hey, Pat, why don't you say good night to the people? Give them any words of wisdom.
Well, you kind of already touched on the little bit of wisdom I would give is that no matter what your political viewpoint is, get out and vote. Because if you don't vote, you can't complain.
That's right. You got that right. And definitely have fun. Halloween, be safe. You know, like in Halloween, check your candy because there are weirdo people out there. But more importantly, have fun. Have some little fun, scary times. And don't harm any cats while you're out there. So and don't steal other people's candy. So definitely have fun, be safe, take care, and join us next week on PJammalyfe. Take care. Meow.
See you guys.